Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And we all know the benefits of meditation. So powerful to get you centered, to alleviate any kind of stress, to even bring clarity to your life. But a lot of us, I think you would agree, have challenges with meditation. Well, what if there was a way to meditate where you're focusing on something very specific to get a better outcome? We're going to work on that today. She is an expert in mindful meditation. She's also an expert in medication and so much more. And she's also wrote the book Seven. I want to make sure I have this right. 7 Mindful Questions, right?
Correct.
Oh, I see it right there in back. Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to see it. Yeah, over
yes.
my shoulder.
Yeah. We're going to be very mindful today. Dr. Lisa Nezneski is on the program. Welcome back, Lisa. How you doing?
Great, Steve. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, we learn so much every time you're with us. And today, it's not just a meditation. We're going to learn heart-centered meditation. Now, disclaimer, this is not for your heart or not necessarily for your heart, but we're going to center on something that makes a mark on your heart, so to speak, to help you with that meditation.
Well, exactly. When we talked, you mentioned the 7 mindful questions. Question number 5 is the emotional heart of the 7 mindful questions. And it goes like this: choose, after you've done the awareness, the because, the care, the pause and breathe, and figured out what you should be doing. The next question is the emotional heart. Choose what is essential. So by choosing what's essential, you're dipping into what does your heart really want?
Okay, so this is a little bit different than I thought, because I thought this was when you do a meditation, you focus on something that exists and brings you joy to help you through that meditation. But you're also saying, Lisa, that you can focus on something that you really want. Maybe you haven't attained it, but you can visualize it, what it is. And it could be anything, really.
Well, it's when we say question 4, pause and breathe, what else should I be doing? These are things that are in alignment. Here comes the cat.
I thought that was a feather duster, to be quite honest with you. I'm like,
Kitty.
what is Lisa doing now?
Yeah, there's Kitty. That's Putty Tat.
Oh,
so
cool.
She shows up, Putty Tat, because she just like randomly shows up. So when we're talking about things you should be doing, they should be in alignment with your personal core foundation. So these are things that are really, really important to you. And so when you're choosing, if you dip into your heart and think about which one, let's say you have 2 equally important things, which one really makes your heart sing? So of those choices. So we're talking more about how the 7 mindful questions is helpful in making choices, and how the 5th question is heart-centered. So there are other types of meditations that we spoke of before we got on the air here, that a heart-centered meditation is focuses in on your heart rather than your breath. So you're actually breathing in and out of your heart rather than your lungs. Typically when I start a meditation and I'm guiding it, I'll say, take a nice deep breath and feel your lungs inflate all the way up to the tippy corners, or feel your belly rise and fall with your deep breaths. But when we're talking about heart-centered meditation, bringing your attention down to the very center of your chest, where your heart sits, and let the air increase, inhale, and exhale through the heart. So you almost feel this cone of air, if you will, coming out of your heart and then exhaling. So you're inhaling all these wonderful good feelings and exhaling all of the stress. So the technique itself is extremely powerful when you're in a situation where you need to de-stress or de-escalate quickly. So it could be in an argument or you're doing a presentation. You can do this eyes wide open, or you can do it eyes closed. So the utility is within 2 minutes, you begin to feel much better and can, when you're coming from a place of less stressed, when you're stressed, you're not making good decisions, or you say things off the
Hmm.
cuff that you shouldn't have ever said.
Yep.
So when this is a great technique to pull back and really be circumspect about how things are going just by breathing.
Hmm. So I've often heard that the three deep breaths, and there's other formulas, the 777 or whatever they might be, is one of the best things you can do to reset, to get you out of that stressful moment. And nobody knows you're even doing it because you're just breathing. Is this similar with more of a, kick to it to help you relax?
Yes, and so it's very similar to the three breaths, but after three breaths, you typically go back to breathing normally, and you're
Sure.
you're really focusing on nice deep breaths and exhalation. So this is uh, n- relatively normal breathing, but you're focused in on your attention is on your heart. And what makes it the kicker, the special part of it, is that after you've had a few normal breaths and you feel like your attention is nice and squarely in the center of your chest, you begin to bring to mind someone that you really, really care for deeply, someone that brings you tremendous joy. It could be a person, or it could be an event. It could be something where you just felt that wonderful feeling of joy. So, the first part of the meditation is you're focusing in on your heart. And the second part is you're feeling how you feel toward that person while you're breathing with your focus in your chest.
Hmm. I think I have it. We're going to do a demonstration of this in a little bit. But even before we get there, it could be, see, this is, you're opening up our eyes to this because I thought it was only a person that brings you joy. So it could be an event. It could be someplace that brings I'm at the beach in the Caribbean. I love it. Brings me joy. Could be your dog. Could be your cat, right? Could be anything. Doesn't matter what it is. That sound right?
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, exactly. But the trick is to really immerse yourself in that joyful feeling while you're
Okay.
breathing.
Feel overjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually a song by Stevie Wonder that came out in the mid 70s and it's called Overjoyed. And when you listen to it, it's got that just rich, like, this is the best thing ever. And it's about a relationship. But, I kind of get that feeling from that song. That's why it popped in my head.
Yes, exactly. So
Hmm.
it could be a song that brings you great
True.
joy. So it could be something that really just, a person that you love is easy to think of. Someone that really brings you joy. You know, I'm going to say happy birthday to Ruth, who's my granddaughter, who's 4, and her sister Trixie. Those two bring me the most joy in my entire life,
Hmm.
and uh, those are the two that I'll be thinking of when we start the meditation.
Wow. Yeah, okay. So do you always think of the same thing or can you change it up? Another, meditation in a day from now. Does it matter?
You can always strive to surpass joy. So if the kids, certainly, that's an easy one for me. I can go there really quickly. But you mentioned a vacation. So you could think back to that time when you were standing on the beach or sitting, and the sun and the waves and
Yes.
and all of those aspects that just felt so good. So yeah, you can certainly change it up every time.
So you really, really want to bring yourself back. If it's something like that, an event or a vacation, whatever it is, you really want to sense it, feel it, touch it, taste it. It's there. It's that just like, whoa, this is the best. This is it. Or, if it's Trixie or
Ruth.
Ruth,
Uh-huh.
you're playing, you're having fun with them, you're running around
Yeah.
outside, whatever it might be. But you want to feel that fun, that excitement, whatever it is. You really got to feel it.
Yes,
Hmm.
exactly. So allow yourself to do that, to
Is
enter
this
into that space.
is this almost like a manifestation? Because I've often heard if you're going to manifest something, let's say you want that bright red sports car, you need to manifest it in that you already have it. It's already here. And I can visualize myself driving down the freeway and I got the windows open, hair's blowing, radio's on. I can smell the brand new leather seats. I love the feeling when people look and see I'm driving that car. I took the T-tops off. It's sunny out. Uh, Feeling it, truly feeling it. That sounds kind of what you're talking about. It's almost like you're manifesting something at that meditation point.
Well, exactly. So it's a very similar process. And when you're focusing in with the heart-centered meditation, you find yourself in that blissful state that typically will carry you forward. You when the meditation ends, you'll be feeling pretty good. So, you can do this during a stressful event as well. So it will bring you back level down, if you will, instead of spiraling up with your emotions, level you down to a point when you can make good choices or say wise speech.
Hmm. Couple of questions before we jump into this. Let's say you're in your office and you're working on a proposal and you find yourself, my creativity's waning. I just can't focus, whatever it might be. Would that be a good time to do a heart-centered meditation?
Well, it certainly would provide yourself with some self care and some self love when
Sure.
you're frustrated and you're struggling. I wouldn't think of it top of mind in those type of situations. I think figuring out what it is that you really want and even drawing a picture of it would be an easier task to break through some of that writer's block or creative block or whatever. So there's other techniques that may work a little bit better in helping you visualize that, but getting yourself in a positive emotional state is helpful. We're not pushing away that negative. What we're doing is attempting to manage it more skillfully with this technique
Hmm.
rather than letting that emotion carry you. You're redirecting that emotional energy to something more positive so it will result in a more productive, if you will, event.
Okay. So what I'm getting here, Lisa, is the heart-centered meditation is more something that you should use when you've got some stress, when you're calling out the troops. You got a little
Yes.
challenge going on there. You need to come back to center.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Fair enough. Um, should we do this?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right.
All right. So, a little bit of preamble. I want to make sure that if you were driving, this is fine to participate. Resist the urge to close your eyes. So,
Hmm.
let's find a nice, comfortable position to begin to meditate. And typically, I like to have my feet flat on the floor and my back straight up and down in the chair. You can even rest against the back of the chair. That's easy. And now, as you begin to inhale, bring your attention to your heart. Feel what's happening in the center of your chest. And as you inhale and then exhale, nice and easy, general, typical breaths, nothing exciting. Don't effort, just inhale easily and exhale very gently. And once again, inhale with your attention in the center of your chest. So rather than focusing on your lungs inflating, focus on what the air is doing to in the center of your chest around your heart. And see if you feel a warmth or a glow or a light. Just appreciate the air coming in to the center of your chest. And now bring to mind someone or something that gives you great joy. And with every inhale, send them positive feelings. And every exhale, as you breathe out, just let it go. Inhale again, positive, and let it go. And feel again the center of your chest, thinking how joyful this person makes you feel. And all the ways that you are connected to them. And how your heart is filled with joy, overjoyed with every thought of your special person. And just continue to breathe gently into your heart space. And as we bring this meditation to a close, you can begin to wiggle your fingers and toes very gently. If your eyes are closed, just begin to flutter them open. If your eyes are open, bring back to the attention in the room. And you can roll your shoulders and just kind of get back into the moment. And thank you for
Mm,
allowing me to lead this meditation.
super cool. Me personally, it took me, I think, a little bit longer than I thought it would take me to feel that presence around my heart.
Mm.
But once I
Okay.
did, like you said, you feel like some heat, and it's just a rush, I guess.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. So this is a very different type of meditation because it really is focused on bringing in those positive feelings of love. I learned this technique from the group called Heart Math, and they're, I believe, in Oregon or Colorado or somewhere way out west. So
hmm,
their techniques are fabulous. But the reason I love this one is that yes, it's a mindfulness technique because you're focusing in on that particular breath as well as the person. It's a little different than loving kindness, which we have done previously by sending good thoughts to 5 or 6 people, depending on who you're training with. But it's so comforting to have this in your toolbox when you're starting to feel like I'm feeling a little like, you know,
mhm.
um, my headphones the other day quit working. I got a new set. So, very stressful in the middle of a presentation to have the headset quit.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
So just focus in on the breath. Focus in on the breath. Don't panic.
Yeah.
Just continue on.
We need to remember that those two words, don't panic, because I think
Mhm.
we forget. I find it interesting how everybody has their own way of meditating. So you said you put your feet flat on the floor. I
Mhm.
can't do that. My feet just they go sideways, and I find that's more comfortable than flat for me. I find if I make them flat, it's an effort. I just put them wherever they go. And then you said stand up, and I'm like I slouch. But it's like everybody's different. It's whatever works for you to get you where you need to be in that relaxed state.
Listen, the first probably 5 years when I was meditating twice a day, each of those times I was lying down.
Mm.
Yeah. And then I started into the mindfulness training, and they're like, you don't lie down. So, I mean, there's some certain quote rules that I was breaking that, were sort of immaterial, but nevertheless, yeah, I'm all about what works for you. If your feet need to roll a little bit, if you need to just slouch into the chair a little bit,
Hmm.
I still meditate at night laying down when it's time for bed. My last evening meditation, I am fully recumbent.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And what the last great meditation I had, I was laying down. Vividly remember it. It was like 7:40 in the morning. And I just said, I just need to de-stress. It's early anyway, just a lot going on from the day before. And I fell asleep after it. And I wasn't intending to go back to sleep. I already slept, but it was I got into such a zone that it just put me out. And I woke up feeling so brand new and so refreshed
Great.
from a, crazy state to oh, I'm back.
Mhm.
Wow, what a difference that made. So I know that I truly know I was in a meditative state that caused me to fall asleep. And yeah, I was laying down and whatever works.
Yeah, we call that sleepitation.
Ha, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you fall asleep during a guided meditation, that is clearly what your body required, and you didn't, quote, miss out on anything.
Hmm. All right, good to know. I mean, I couldn't tell you how long I meditated before I fell asleep. I want to say maybe it was, yeah, maybe half hour, something like that, 20 something minutes. Probably slept for like 20 minutes, but it felt like 20 hours of sleep and like complete clarity when I woke up. Like it was like taking, you ever see the magic eraser? You do your walls, you get a scuff on the wall.
Yeah.
It's like I magic erased a lot of stuff to begin over again.
Yeah,
Tell me about
exactly.
the mindfulness training that you underwent. How did that go? How long did that last? The entire, call it curriculum, classes. Love to learn more.
It was intense. It was 2 years, and they dripped out the curriculum over the 2 years. There was group requirements where not only did we have to meet as a peer group, we had a mentor meeting. So there were two of those every single month for 2 years. If you missed one of those, um, you had to appeal to, you couldn't miss, basically. You could not miss. Um, so the training was intensive. It was done on a teaching platform. The lectures were either done by Jack Cornfield
Huh?
or by Tara Brock,
Wow.
two well-known mindfulness, both authors as well as practitioners.
Wow.
Um, Yeah, and the peer group, the mentors were all pretty fabulous people in their own right that own, some had written books and some had done other interesting things with mindfulness. So the program lasted 2 years, and
Mm.
tremendously intensive training. So
I never expected you to say that it lasted that long. Wow. They weren't messing around, especially if you had to appeal. If you didn't, make the meditation. Did I lose you?
you did for half a second. I'm not sure whether I have like 30 second. I'm
Delay?
not sure. I'm here. Yeah, there's some delay.
Huh, interesting. Uh, I'm here, you're here, we're here.
We're still here. Yeah.
You know what's also here? Mercury retrograde. So if you
Yeah.
pay attention to that, there in the
Another 2 days. Another 2 days.
yes, it's been an interesting ride. Gotta
Yes,
say
it
that.
has.
And just out of curiosity, I'm digressing for a second. Did your headphones break during the retrograde?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You and I had tried the setup once before, and I just ditched it. And because I really, I had tried to put it together, but I don't know much about this stuff, technology and the hook this cable to this thingy,
Sure,
whatever.
sure, sure.
So I set it up again. But the headphones were the only old piece of equipment that I had. So now I've got Sony's. So professional, they say.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what you're hearing over there, but it looks great over here, loud and clear.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got a redundant backup. So when I couldn't hear you any longer, then I switched to the backup.
Gotcha. I don't know why that would be, but then again, I'm gonna throw it to the universe and just got to say retrograde because it's all those weird things have been happening. Even last week when the flights went down. Why did that happen during the retrograde? I don't know. Coincidence? You could
I
call it
didn't even
that.
think of that. Yeah,
You could call it
yeah,
that. Same thing with Canada. Their entire air system went down as well, and allegedly not connected, from what I can tell. Why? I don't know. Interesting how it
yeah,
happened during this
yeah,
3 week period. But if you want to
yes.
believe it, you can. I choose to believe it. I choose it as a reason to back up stuff, check your communication. I mean, all day today, everything I've been emails back and forth. It's like, why am I still talking about this in an email? We already put this to rest. Now we're still dealing with it. I think it's retrograde, but that's just me.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least we're clear today, and that meditation was fantastic. Um,
Well, thank you.
do you work with people guiding meditations for them? Is that one other thing that you offer?
Oh my goodness, this is coincidental. Tomorrow night, I did a poll of my listeners, and it came out to be Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So tomorrow night, I'm starting a group meditation. I did them all last year on Thursdays at like 8 in the morning, and the attendance was really spotty. So I have, I just thought, let's ask the group and let's see what we got. So tomorrow night on Zoom is the first of the group. And if you are interested, I probably need to put that on my link tree, but you can always contact me with that contact form on my website, www.lisaneski.com.
Okay. And to find the link for the guided meditation for tomorrow night, Linktree, what's the URL for that?
linktr.ee/Lisa Nezneski.
Okay, so it's your name there again too. Wow. Um,
Yeah.
Universe just threw me that. I don't know why. It just sounds like a great
Well,
idea.
thanks. Yeah.
And it, and
So
it, and
feel
especially at
free to
night.
join us. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
what time Eastern?
7 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be exactly 30 minutes.
Wow.
I can hang around for questions, but it will be exactly 30 minutes. Yeah.
Great idea. Great idea. And my gut
Yeah.
tells me that thing is going to grow because it just people need it. And especially coming home from work, and got craziness going on from the day. Um,
Yes.
I can see where, hey, it might be nice to start your day with that, but to end your day when you're
Exactly. So I am focusing on de-stress,
okay.
de-stressing, stress relief, different techniques that I know, and based on what the group is interested in. And then at some point, probably March, I will be doing Mindfulness Meditation 101, which is a 4-week course on meditation. And I'll probably be doing that on Wednesdays from noon till 1:30.
Gotcha. Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lisa, always great talking with you. Again, the website is her name, Lisa, Nezneski.com. And I'm going to try and make it tomorrow night. Sounds like great.
Excellent.
Something great. Yeah. I appreciate it. Thanks. And then we'll talk again soon.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Steve.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.